10th win, second in the SEC. Talk to us about it.
Hats off, I think, and I've said this all week, I think Anders has done a really good job putting a program together in their first year that can be competitive in the SEC. So I told the girls from the beginning, I know they're going to be hungry, searching for their first SEC win, and they came out playing strong. And I thought we answered every single time that they pushed. And I think it's probably one of the cleanest, I'll go back and watch, but all-around volleyball matches we played all year. So I'm proud of our girls.
And then I kind of want to touch on 12th man. Third highest attendance in program history, 4,666 folks the other day. Can you talk to me about the fans just coming out today?
I don't think I can be any more grateful for anything than people spending their time coming to cheer us on. And I had a moment in the middle of our match where I just looked at, the student section behind us, and there was a monster block, and everyone was doing the same thing. And I just had the thought of it's happening in my head. That the vision that I had for what this program could be, not just the stuff that happens in the 30x30 on our side of the court, but that could happen in this community with the 12th man. It's starting to snowball into what I thought could happen. And I couldn't be more grateful for what happened just now. And I really do think it's going to grow over time to be even bigger.
I'll open it up.
You guys have had some pretty dominant matches in this 5-game win streak. Just what have you seen from your girls that's allowed for the consistency to sustain that level of success?
I think we went back to being the team that we talked about being at all times. And after the SMU loss, I sat down and apologized for not holding them accountable to those things. And I had some shaking of heads of like, yes, we need to do these. And I think they've answered that call. And I think it's really that we've cleaned up the way that we serve in terms of getting on the right person. We've cleaned up every single contact that we can have on the court. It's not just, hey, we're getting the ball up in the air, but we're doing it with intent. And I think we're playing Texas A&M volleyball. And again, going back to it's happening, it also includes the 30x30. And I thought we put on a show tonight.
Athena was so effective in just so many areas as she's been many times. Just what is it about her that you feel like just allows her to impact the game on a multitude of levels?
I think one, she's a competitor. I think that's a big piece of it. And that doesn't change regardless of the sport you're talking to. If you talk to any of the 19 head coaches here, it's probably one of the first things that's going to come out of your mouth is, does this person compete? Do they want to win? And then I think the thing that we do well at this program is develop. And you saw that. And when we got here, she was an okay server, but like she's developed a weapon back there now. And I think that piece is a way that she can impact the game. And she had some natural talent as a blocker, and we brought that out. And I think she's, worked her butt off. I think if you were to be anything, she's a competitor and she's a workhorse. So I think those two things combine into the product that you see out there on the floor today.
So considering that this is Vanderbilt's first season back from like that 45-year hiatus, how competitive do you think they were out here tonight?
I think, I put myself in those shoes of trying to develop a program from scratch. And that's the way you're going to play volleyball. It's the way you're going to recruit, that's hiring a staff, and then filling at least 14 spots on a roster with people that are physical enough to play volleyball in the SEC, and then teaching them to play volleyball in 12 months. I'm proud of Anders. Like, he's done a really good job developing that team into what it is, and they're dangerous. I don't think they're a bad volleyball team. Like, I think they're going to finish in the top half of the SEC, and they're going to have some wins. So I think what he's done has been pretty amazing.
Y'all were on a roll in the second set, and then they went on a little bit of a run, called a timeout. Just what'd you tell them in there to settle them down? And you guys obviously overcame that.
I sound like a broken record right now. Go back to those 7 things. And if you look at that run, there was 2 overdigs. There was 1 dig that sprayed back into zone 1. And the things that we were doing before that, we didn't do. And it was just a casual reminder. It wasn't angry. It was the things that got us into these leads are the same things that have gotten us to 5 wins in a row that you talked about earlier. And it was, we need to go back to being that team. And again, the thing I've respected is every single time I've said that, our team has snapped back and gotten back into those things. And we did that again tonight.
I want to touch on Logan today because she went through the Invitationals, bit of low management, like keeping her a little lower. But today you saw her 15 kills, hitting 480. Kind of talk about her leadership and being able to turn it on when you need her to.
I think the biggest thing is development. I think I talked about, Kendall was the last one that we talked about. And you guys asked what happened, and we worked on some range. And Logan, what happened? We worked on some range, and she's really bought into kind of making some small changes. And even with how good she is, I think the thing about this team is they want to get better, and we have to push that. And I think there was some hesitation on that, but right now I think they see the end of the season as a thing that we can do something special, and we want to work towards that as time goes on. And even with how good she is, she's no exception. So she's been working on some stuff, and I looked over at her in the middle of the third, and I said, it's coming. And I think she feels it right now too. She was tooling the outside hand again, hitting sharp angle. The timing was correct. Her feet were good. So I don't think you've seen the best of her yet, and I think that's still to come.
And then I kind of want to touch on the team's efficiency, but we had 44 kills, but only 10 hitting errors, but hitting 374. Just kind of talk to me about the unit today on offense and how everybody was being so efficient.
Yeah, I think one word was balanced. And I think when you have that, it's really hard to point a block in a certain direction. You have some openings. I thought we managed well for the most part. I think if you look at those 10, I think maybe 2 or 3 of them are maybe us trying to do too much. But for the most part, I thought we were, taking it when we had it, and we were giving it to them, or getting them, in a tough situation when we didn't. So I thought it was a well-managed game. Like I said, I think the best all-around game we've had, just in terms of aggressive when we needed to, passive when we had to be. I thought blocking-wise, we were in good spots more often than not. We didn't get tooled very much defensively. We got a lot of balls up in the air, but more importantly, in the middle of the court, and we ran our offense efficiently from there. So, and then serving-wise, kept the ball on the right people. And we've talked just about getting people off the net, but the aces came tonight too, which is nice. But I thought all the way around, we played a really clean volleyball match.
And then, go on.
Oh, you got it. You're good.
Since we're going to hear from her in a couple of minutes, Megan Fitch.
Yeah.
First time getting a kill in college.
Right.
What did you see from her and getting her in LA?
She was hurt for a couple of weeks, and she's worked her way back. And I've told you guys, just the people that we have on our bench are really, really good. So I think I got to get going here to our team in a second. But I said it, you're going to see it from her at some point. She's really, really good. But that freshman class, not just them, just everybody that's not playing, you only get to see 7 or 8 people per match. But again, if you guys came to practice, it's really high-level volleyball because we are very, very deep. And she's no exception for that. So I'm proud she came in there. I thought she took a moment in the SEC where some people could back down, and she stepped up. And that's really awesome.
Sweet. We'll call last one.
They honored the 2015 SEC.
Can you text Jen and just let her know it'll be in there in a second?
They honored the 2015 SEC championship games, championship team is the last time A&M's won a conference championship. Obviously, just a long way to go throughout the rest of the conference schedule, but just as your team continues to build some good matches, just what do you think it's going to take for you guys to be able to be in the thick of this conference title race?
First off, just congrats to that group. And I actually talked about this, not on purpose because they were here, but serendipitously, that winning a conference title is hard. And the message kind of that I said in the locker room and kind of throughout the day was just, it's not beating the teams that are at the top of the leaderboard. It's being consistent night in and night out. And there's other teams that, have lost conference championships, not because they've lost a second place team, but because they've had a little skid at some point in the season. And I just talked about that. So I think that's the thing we're concentrating on right now, is how consistent can we be night in and night out. It doesn't matter who we're playing. Can we be consistent both in a volleyball sense, who we show up as competitors, and the way that we work? And I think there are 3 plays tonight. Again, we were up by 10 points where people were scrambling on the floor and got the crowd going because Ava got her second kill of the season. But I think we were up by 6 or 7 at that point, and that's the team we need to be.